What if I told you that one of the richest men in history didn't build his empire through luck or inheritance, but through small, consistent habits repeated daily? Warren Buffett, worth over $100 billion, started with just a few dollars and a vision. He mastered the power of patience, discipline, and long-term thinking, turning tiny decisions into massive success. The best part? His habits aren't just for billionaires. They're for anyone willing to apply them. In this video, we'll break down Buffett's success formula and how you can use it to transform your own life. Let's get started. The power of compounding. Why small habits matter. Success isn't about one big moment. It's about small, consistent actions that compound over time. Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire overnight. He started investing at the age of 11 with just a few dollars and let the power of compounding work its magic. Just like money grows when invested wisely, so do habits. Every small action, reading a book, saving a dollar, learning a new skill, builds up over time, creating exponential results. Most people give up too soon because they don't see instant rewards. But Buffett understood that patience is the key to success. He didn't chase quick wins or gamble on risky investments. He played the long game. Think of it like planting a tree. At first, it's just a tiny seed in the ground, barely noticeable. But with time, care, and consistency, it grows into something massive, providing shade, stability, and value. Buffett's entire philosophy is based on this principle. Small, smart decisions repeated over decades. He calls it the snowball effect. Start small, keep rolling, and eventually, it turns into something unstoppable. This mindset doesn't just apply to investing. It applies to life. If you commit to improving by just 1% every day in a year, you won't be 365% better. You'll be nearly 38 times better because of the power of compounding. Most people underestimate what they can achieve over a decade, but overestimate what they can do in a week. Buffett's lesson? Think long-term, stay consistent, and let the results build up over time. If you want to be successful, don't focus on making huge leaps overnight. Instead, focus on small habits that will lead to bigger results down the road. Whether it's improving your skills, saving money, or building a business, consistency and patience are the ultimate game changers. The reading habit. Buffett's #1 secret to success. Warren Buffett once said, "The more you learn, the more you earn." But here's the surprising part. His learning habit isn't complex or secretive. It's something simple that anyone can do. Reading. Buffett spends up to 80% of his day reading, a habit he's followed for decades. Even now, at over 90 years old, he still reads for hours daily. Why? Because knowledge compounds, just like money. The more you know, the better decisions you make, and better decisions lead to bigger success. When Buffett started his investing journey, he didn't have access to inside information or special resources. He had books. He read financial reports, biographies, newspapers, and investment strategies until he understood businesses better than most CEOs. He wasn't gambling on stocks. He was making educated bets based on deep knowledge. And this principle applies to any field. Whether you want to be a better entrepreneur, artist, or athlete, success comes from absorbing knowledge and applying it. Most people complain that they don't have time to read. But here's the truth. Buffett, a billionaire managing billions of dollars, still makes time to read. If he can, so can you. Start with just 10 pages a day. Over a year, that's 3,650 pages, roughly 12 to 15 books. That small habit will change your thinking, improve decision-making, and give you an advantage over 99% of people who stop learning after school. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It's how much they learn. Buffett treats knowledge as an investment, with each book being a deposit into his future success. He believes that the best asset you can invest in is yourself, because unlike money, no one can take knowledge away from you. So ask yourself, when was the last time you read something that could change your life? If you want to think like a billionaire, start by reading like one. The Art of Saying No, Focus and Discipline. One of the most surprising things about Warren Buffett's success isn't just what he does, it's what he refuses to do. He once said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." Buffett understands that time is the most valuable resource. Most people try to do everything. They chase every opportunity, attend every meeting, and try to be everywhere at once. But spreading yourself too thin doesn't lead to success. It leads to mediocrity. Buffett built his empire by focusing only on what truly mattered, investing in great businesses, reading, and making high-quality decisions. One of his greatest mentors, Charlie Munger, calls this the anti-goal strategy. Instead of making a long list of things you want to do, make a list of things you should avoid at all costs. Buffett follows this principle religiously. He doesn't get caught up in distractions, trends, or unnecessary obligations. If an opportunity doesn't align with his long-term vision, he says no. Think about your own life. How much time do you waste on things that don't help you grow? Endless social media scrolling, saying yes to things out of obligation, working on projects you don't believe in. Buffett teaches us that saying no is one of the most powerful success habits. Every time you say no to something meaningless, you're saying yes to your goals, your priorities, and your future. So what can you start saying no to today? Maybe it's distractions, bad habits, or commitments that drain your time and energy. Success isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, but better. The long-term mindset. Thinking in decades, not days. Most people want success now. Fast money, instant results, overnight success. But Warren Buffett's approach is the exact opposite. He built his wealth by thinking in decades, not days. His investment strategy is simple. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Buffett doesn't chase quick wins. When he buys a stock, he treats it as if he's buying the entire business for life. He doesn't panic when the market drops. He doesn't follow trends, and he doesn't make emotional decisions. Instead, he plays the long game, letting time and patience do the heavy lifting. And that's the secret. The longer you stay in the game, the bigger the rewards. Most people fail because they think too short-term. They want immediate results, and when they don't see them, they give up. But real success, whether in money, business, health, or personal growth, takes years of consistent effort. Buffett's fortune didn't explode overnight. In fact, 99% of his wealth came after his 50s. But he started young, stayed patient, and let the power of time work in his favor. The same principle applies to life. If you're building a business, don't expect to be successful in a few months. Think in years. If you're developing a skill, don't give up after a few failed attempts. Give it consistent effort over time. Success is a long-term game, and those who understand this will always be ahead. Buffett teaches us that wealth isn't just about money. It's about making smart choices, sticking to them, and trusting the process. So the next time you feel frustrated about slow progress, remember, you're planting seeds for a future that's bigger than you can imagine. Stay patient, stay consistent, and let time do the rest. Frugality and financial discipline live below your means. Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion, yet he still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He doesn't own luxury yachts, private islands, or expensive cars. Why? Because he understands that wealth isn't about how much you spend. It's about how much you keep and grow. Most people believe that the rich live extravagantly, but Buffett's lifestyle proves otherwise. He follows a simple rule. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. This is the core of financial discipline. Instead of buying unnecessary luxuries, he focuses on increasing his investments. He knows that every dollar saved and invested today will multiply in the future. The biggest mistake people make is increasing their spending as their income grows. They get a raise and immediately upgrade their car, move into a bigger house, or buy things they don't need. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's why so many people, even high earners, stay broke. Buffett teaches us that true financial freedom comes from living below your means and making smart financial choices. Think about your own spending habits. How much of what you buy actually improves your future? Buffett reminds us that money should work for us, not the other way around. Instead of focusing on looking rich, focus on building real wealth. Invest in assets, save consistently, and avoid unnecessary expenses. Buffett doesn't live frugally because he has to. He does it because he understands that wealth is built by discipline, not reckless spending. The key takeaway? You don't need $1 billion to be financially free. You just need the right habits. Live simply, invest wisely, and watch your wealth grow over time. Taking action. How you can apply Buffett's habits. Today, learning about Warren Buffett's habits is one thing, but applying them is what truly matters. Success isn't about knowing what to do, it's about doing it consistently. Buffett didn't become a billionaire by waiting for the perfect moment. He started small, stayed disciplined, and let time do the work. The good news? You can do the same. Start with the reading habit. Buffett reads for hours every day, but you don't need to. Begin with 10 pages a day. That's over 12 books a year. The more you read, the more knowledge you gain, and the better your decision-making becomes. Reading isn't just for investors. It's for anyone who wants to grow. Master the art of saying no. If something doesn't align with your goals, cut it out. Buffett doesn't let distractions steal his time, and neither should you. Whether it's meaningless social media scrolling, toxic relationships, or unnecessary commitments, focus on what truly matters. Success isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently. Think long-term. Stop looking for quick wins and overnight success. Whether you're investing, learning a skill, or building a business, give yourself time. Buffett became one of the richest people in history, not because of a lucky break, but because of decades of smart decisions. Stay patient, trust the process, and let your efforts compound. Live below your means. Cut unnecessary expenses and start saving. Even if you can't invest thousands, start small. Buffett didn't wait until he was rich to make smart financial decisions. He became rich because of them. The key isn't how much you earn, but how much you keep and grow. Now it's up to you. Buffett's habits are simple but powerful. The question is, will you apply them? Start today. Read, focus, think long-term, stay disciplined, and build habits that will shape your future. Your journey to success starts with small steps, repeated daily. What's the first habit you'll start today? Success isn't about luck, intelligence, or where you start. It's about the small habits you build every day. Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire overnight. He mastered patience, discipline, and the power of compounding. The good news? These habits aren't reserved for billionaires. They're for anyone willing to apply them. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. The choices you make today will shape your future. So, what's one habit you'll commit to right now? Drop it in the comments. Share this with someone who needs motivation. And remember, your future success starts with today's decisions. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to Rise and Inspire.